Okay, so I've decided that since I've made about 50 of these fish that I've been posting on my Instagram, I was actually going to show how I make them. I mean, I've definitely learned, I've gotten much faster at making these. So the reason I have two different ones is because I have two different templates. I have this one, and then I have this one, and now these were the fish that I used in my thesis animation. So I just kind of took a side shot of them, put it in Photoshop, and enlarged them. So you can make them definitely bigger. First, let's get started. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make this one just because it's a lot easier and a lot faster to fill, really. Okay, so you really only need a few things. Have your template, and then you can have some chalk or charcoal. I have some soft charcoal. Okay, so we also need our cloth. Let's just clean this up a bit. Okay, so I'm just saving these scraps for other things, but alright, so before what I used to do is I would do it the long way, where I would take my cloth, lay it out like this flat, and then I would take my template, I would trace an outline this way, and then I would flip it over, trace an outline this way, and then try to kind of form it together. But that, of course, is tedious, and when you're trying to do a lot, it's very time consuming. There's a faster way, and it's nice to get with some good colors. So I'm going to try to mix up some of these colors right now. So just kind of, see, I'm going to get some blue, and then I like some of this purple. Very easy, all you do is fold it. Just like that, try to get it flat. It's very wrinkly. And then you just have to place it down like this. And then right on the edge, use charcoal, use your chalk, and just kind of outline it. So that's it. I mean, there's nothing stopping you from doing it just blue or purple, but I always like it multicolored. This looks really nice. So what I also like doing, or I'll get to that later. Okay, so we have that done. Let's put that aside. Next, you have to find the scissors that we just had. Right here. Okay. What's the easiest way of doing this? So now I'm just gonna, if you can see that, I'm just kind of cutting it, keeping it folded still. So it's just less work to work with. Okay, so now what we have is this. It's just a lot smaller, but it's the same thing. So then we want to also, before we even start sewing, we want to decide on where we're going to have our opening that we're going to, because we're doing this inside out pretty much, and then we're flipping it inside out, stuffing it, and then we're closing it. So in the closing, as you can see here, I've kind of, all the stitching is hidden on the inside, except for where it's closed, and I kept that right on that back tail, because it kind of, you're able to do that there. That's what it's just a personal preference, nothing stopping you from doing it anywhere else, and that just also seems to be the easiest. Nice big opening here, and it goes pretty nicely through there. So as you can see here, so what I do is I start either here or here, and I go all the way around, and I stop at the tail again. So now this is done. Okay, so I'm gonna start there. Let's see. Try to get this. in. Alright. Now this might get loud, so I do apologize, but kind of line the needle right up on the chalk, and then you're gonna, when you start, you want to go forward and you want to go backwards to kind of close the stitch, and then just keep going forwards and go slowly across as you follow the outline. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go forward a little, I'm gonna go backwards, and then I'm gonna keep going. Now I kind of like to go slowly and then just let my hands turn the cloth, because the sewing machine is pulling it forward, so you don't need to actually push it or pull it or anything. You just kind of need to direct where it's going. It's rather easy. Another thing about cutting this big piece, it gets easier when you get to this mouth, sorry. It's easier to just kind of rotate around it, because when you kind of cut it that close to the edge, you're kind of doing that, trying not to hurt yourself. So when you're here, you're able to keep going forward and just kind of, you have more to grab. So do that. Of course, nothing's stopping you from just kind of picking it up a little and moving the cloth, or when the needle is in the cloth, that's a good way to do corners. But I'll make a pillow, so I'll talk about that later, but just keep going, finish this. Okay, so we're getting to the end, so we're going to go there, we're going to go back, take that out, turn off the light. Okay, cut the edges off, let's push this back. Okay, so, I'm just cut some of this loose thread off. So, you may not be able to see it, but there's the fish pretty much. So now at this stage, you have all this extra fabric that you can kind of get rid of now. So let me just kind of, now you can cut close to the edge. Cut around where you sewed, not really the line, because I kind of missed the line a few times, but it's alright. Oh, sorry, let me get that frame. Happened to my music. Okay, so this is all extra. I like to save this for other things, but there you go. That's kind of, that's it. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your opening and just kind of shove it out, inside out. For this, I like to have chopsticks, because, I mean, I could put my fingers in there. Sometimes they do work better, but I use a chopstick to kind of run it along the edge to kind of get it all out. And it's nice for the small parts. Kind of force the mouth to come out. Alright, so tail might look a little weird, but that's alright. So this is what it looks like now. Inside out, we have one side blue, one side is kind of purple-ish gradient. And you can see that the threading is pretty much hidden. So next, what you're going to need is you need to stuff it with something. What I did a while ago, a few weeks back, is I bought a bunch of polyfill. About 10 pounds of it. This stuff is perfect. It's just polyester and just fluff, and that's really everything it is. Which I've been filling my pillows. I filled my pin cushion with it. I've all the fish have been filled with it. So, you know, it's really nice. You can throw it in the laundry, be fine. Throw it in the dryer. I mean, once you get bigger things, I might not use polyfill just because it's kind of sometimes doesn't dry that great. But what you do is you just rip off a large chunk and then just start kind of, see if I can get a good angle at this. You just shove it in really. And then use my thumb to kind of force it to go in that small area right there. And, you know, fill about that much. It's also up to you how soft or how like hard you want to kind of make this. But I like ripping bigger clumps, doing that, than smaller clumps. Kind of don't want to pack it too much. Kind of hit it to disperse a little bit more. Make this one kind of soft. I mean, that's pretty much good for the body. I'm liking that. So now I'm just take a little bit more for the tail. Yep. Alright. That's kind of what it's looking like right there. I'm going to add a tiny bit more because I do want to put some in the tail, but since I have to sew it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that bit and just kind of force that down. So, you know, we have like a lot of room to work with. Don't worry about that. Okay, so now to close it, it's always the fun part. Kind of, I like to fold the edges down. It's always nicer if I had maybe another hand or something. God damn it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I kind of do make it just a straight line, even though on my template it's a little bit more curved. I mean, I can just sew it that way and then just cut a little bit off, which I might try now. But, so once that, let me just tilt that up a little bit. So then you want to go in and start sewing it to close it up. You just want to have everything lined up. And then just go, same thing, go forward, go back. Okay, so let's see how that came out. So yeah, looks like closed it, a little mess up there. That's alright. So you see I kind of did that. So then I'll just cut. cut off some of this extra. Why does it sound so close? I don't know. Alright. So, that looks pretty nice, but then it's still, there's nothing, no fill in there, so just kind of gotta get your frustration out, as Bob Ross would say. And just beat it out. Try not to hit yourself, though. If that doesn't work, you can always just kind of force it. And there you go. I actually do like that a lot better than what I've been making. It only took me about 60 fish to make to realize I can do that. I mean, the edges are a little bit, I don't know if you can see that. I mean, focus on them. It's a little bit more frizzied. It's kind of like cleaner, but that's alright. Still do like it, and I mean, that took about like what, 15, 16 minutes? So, yep, that's this. Thank you for watching.